Hey everyone, welcome to a no BS science first breakdown of stanozolol, the anabolic steroid better known as Winstrol. Today we are covering everything: mechanism of action, real benefits and measurable results, side effects with the numbers behind them, exact dosages and cycle for both oral and injectable version, and exactly who this compound is even for. No fluff, no marketing, just the data. A strong disclaimer right up front. This is educational information only. Stanozolol is a Schedule III controlled substance in most countries, illegal to use without a prescription and banned by WADA for athletes. It carries serious health risks, including potentially life-threatening liver damage. I'm not a doctor. This is not medical advice, and nothing here is encouragement to use it. If you're considering this compound, talk to a physician first, get full blood work, and understand the legal and health consequences. All right, let's get straight into it. Stanozolol is a synthetic derivative of dihydrotestosterone, DHT, created in 1962 by Winstrol laboratories under the brand name Winstrol. It's a 17-alpha-alkylated anabolic androgenic steroid, which is the chemical trick that allows it to survive liver metabolism when taken orally. It was originally FDA approved for human use in treating hereditary angioedema to prevent swelling attacks by boosting C1 esterase inhibitor levels, and also used for certain anemias and muscle wasting conditions. Today, legitimate medical prescriptions are extremely rare. Most use is off-label or black market, especially in bodybuilding and athletics. Now, the two forms you need to know called oral stanozolol comes in tablets, usually 2, 5, or 10 milligram. It's convenient, but that 17 alpha alkylation makes it hit the liver hard on first pass metabolism. Injectable stanozolol or Winstrol depot is a water-based suspension, typically 50 mg per ml. You inject it intramuscularly, usually every other day. It bypasses much of the first pass liver hit, so lower hepatotoxicity per milligram, but the molecule itself is still alkylated, so a liver risk is not zero, but bioavailability is higher with the injectable, closer to 100% versus roughly 60 to 80% for oral, depending on the quality. Both versions deliver the exact same active compound, just different delivery. Injectable tends to give more stable blood level and is preferred by experienced users who can handle the often painful PIP, post-injection pain from water suspension. Now that you know what it is and how the forms different, let's get into science of how it actually works in your body. Stanozolol binds directly to androgen receptor in muscle tissue with 22% the affinity of pure DHT, but much higher anabolic to androgenic ratio than testosterone. Once bound, the receptor steroid complex moves into cell nucleus, binds to specific DNA sequences, and ramps up transcription of genes that drive protein synthesis. It also increases nitrogen retention in muscle, which creates a more anabolic environment. meaning your body holds on to more of the building blocks for new muscle tissue. Unlike testosterone, stanozolol doesn't aromatize into estrogen. So, no water retention, no gynecomastia risk from estrogen. And you get that dry, hard vascular look. It antagonizes glucocorticoid receptors, blocking cortisol's catabolic effects. So, it helps preserve muscle during calorie deficits. Additional mechanisms include stimulating erythropoiesis, red blood cell production, which improve oxygen delivery and endurance, and it boosts collagen synthesis via upregulation of TGF-beta1. Though in practice, many users report the opposite effect on joints. More on that later. It lowers SHBG, sex hormone binding globulin, freeing up more circulating testosterone, which can amplify the effects of other compounds if stacked. Bottom line, it's a DHT-derived cutting agent designed for lean tissue preservation and enhancement, not massive bulk. So, with that mechanism understood, what kind of real-world results and benefits have been measured? In controlled rat studies, female rats given 1 milligram per kilogram per day of stanozolol showed increased whole body and skeletal muscle growth, plus elevated muscle protein synthesis and RNA concentration. Male rats showed less response in some older studies, but anti-catabolic effect was clear. In human bodybuilding context, the results are consistent across thousands of anecdotal reports backed by bloodwork and DEXA scans. Expect lean muscle gains of 5 to 12 pounds over a 6 to 8 week cycle. When diet and training are dialed in with zero water retention, you stay dry, vascular, and hard. Strength increases are notable, often 10 to 20% on compound lifts, due to better nitrogen retention and red blood cell count. Fat loss is accelerated, especially in calorie deficit, because of the anti-catabolic effect and mild metabolic boost. Users routinely drop 2 to 4% of body fat while holding or adding muscle. Vascularity and muscle hardness skyrocket in final weeks, which is why it's a contest prep favorite. One key advantage over other orals: it doesn't cause puffy, bloated look you get from compounds that aromatize. Combined with proper training, results are visible in week 2 to 3, peak around week 6 to 8. But here is where we get brutally honest. Those benefits come with a price tag written in your blood work. Let's start with the liver because it's the biggest red flag. Stanozolol is a 17-alpha alkylated, so hepatotoxic. Oral use hits harder due to fast pass, but injectable still stresses the liver. In one documented case, a 90-year-old using 15 milligram injectable every other day for 2 months developed severe intrahepatic cholestasis. Bilirubin shoot up to 56.6 milligram per deciliter near liver failure levels. He recovered only after discontinuation and supportive care. Studies show elevated liver enzymes, cholestatic jaundice, pileosis hepatis, and in long-term high-dose use, risk of hepatic tumors. Even short cycles can spike ALT and AST. Cardiovascular risk is severe. In a 1989 crossover study on male weightlifters, 6 mg per day oral stanozolol for 6 weeks dropped HDL cholesterol by 33% and the HDL2 subfraction by 71%, while raising LDL by 29%. Apolipoprotein A1 fell 40%, hepatic lipase activity spiked 123%. That's a perfect storm for atherosclerosis, heart attack, and a stroke risk, even in young users. Joint pain and dry joints are extremely common, often called Winnie joints. The compound has a diuretic-like effect and reduces synovial fluid, making tendon and ligaments feel brittle. Tendon ruptures have been reported. Ironically, while it boosts collagen synthesis in lab settings, real-world experiences shows the opposite for many athletes. Hormonal suppression is real. It shuts down natural testosterone production. So, post-cycle therapy is mandatory. Other side effects: acne, accelerated male pattern baldness in those genetically prone, headaches, insomnia, changes in libido, and in women, virilization at doses above 5 to 10 mg depend on the person, voice deepening, facial hair, clitoral enlargement. Rare serious cardiac hypertrophy and increased apoptosis in heart and liver from animal studies. Telomerase activity in liver tissue can increase, potentially accelerating cellular aging. Knowing the risks, let's talk exact protocols so you understand proper use, if a doctor ever prescribes it. Medical dosing for hereditary angioedema is the low. 2 mg oral 3 times daily, tapered to 2 mg day for maintenance. Performance and bodybuilding doses are much higher and always come with risks. Oral stanozolol, men mostly 25 to 50 mg per day, split into 2 to 3 doses because of short half-life. Up to 100 mg for advanced user. Women 5 to 10 mg per day maximum. Injectable stanozolol for men 50 mg every other day up to 100 mg every other day, or 50 mg daily shots. Total weekly 150 to 700 mg depending on experience, and for women 10 to 20 mg every other day maximum. Cycle lengths 6 to 8 weeks maximum, never longer, because liver strain climbs fast. Many run it for the last 4 to 6 weeks of the longest testosterone-based cycle as a finisher. Oral versus injectable in practice. Oral is easier to use, no injection, but more liver toxic and requires multiple daily doses. Injectable offers better bioavailability, steadier levels, and a slightly less liver stress. But the water suspension is notoriously painful to inject, and you still need liver support. Always run a testosterone base because stanozolol suppresses you hard. Liver support is non-negotiable. TUDCA, NAC, milk thistle, and blood work during cycle is necessary. Post-cycle therapy is mandatory and must start immediately after the cycle based on post-cycle blood work results. So, who is this compound actually designed for? Stanozolol is a cutting and contest prep tool, not a beginner bulking compound. Ideal candidates are advanced male bodybuilder or physique athletes already at low body fat, looking for that final dry shredded look. Athletes in weight class sport who need strength and power without water retention. And weight limitations. Experienced users who already know how to manage lipids, liver enzymes, and have robust PCT protocol. Women can use it, but only at very low doses. 5 to 10 mg oral or 10 to 20 mg injectable every other day. And you must watch for virilization signs, which can be permanent. It's not for beginners, ever. Anyone with existing liver, heart, or cholesterol issues. People who can't or won't get regular blood work. Those who seeking massive size, it simply doesn't deliver that. If your goal is plus 20 pounds of mass, look elsewhere. Stanozolol is for the final polish. To recap, stanozolol delivers dry, lean gains, increased strength, and a hard vascular physique through androgen receptor activation, nitrogen retention, and anti-catabolic effects. But the trade-off is significant liver toxicity, catastrophic lipid shifts, joint pain, and full HPTA shutdown. The data is clear. 6 to 8 week cycle with proper support and monitoring can produce impressive results. But the cardiovascular and hepatic risks are real and well documented in medical literature. If you choose to use it, treat it like powerful pharmaceutical, not a supplement. Blood work before, during, and after is mandatory. Liver protectant, cardiovascular support, and a solid PCT are not optional. Ultimately, the safest way to achieve a lean, strong physique is through optimized training, nutrition, sleep, and when appropriate, legal, doctor-supervised options. Steroids like stanozolol are tools for the very advanced, and even then, they demand respect. If you have questions about science, drop them in the comments. I address the most common ones in follow-ups. Thanks for watching. Stay informed and train smart.